What's up, player faces, tattoos, and shoes? OKC. The reigning MVP and cover guy for the game, Kevin Durant. They have gone so far in regards to his render. His render used to be really bad. Now it is like awesome, which of course has to be because he's on the cover of the game. I still think they could do a little bit better with the texture of his hair. He does have a little B2B jump off, yes, that's true. But I just think they could do a little bit better with this kind of grade of hair. You know, that's just my personal opinion. Since when did he get up to 240 pounds? When did he gain that weight? Because he was like 6'9", 215, 220 forever. I don't see where he gained it. But he got the baby boy body style too. So, I mean, but it actually kind of fits him. It really kind of does. So, how many badges does he have? He got a lot. I don't want to see it like that. How many badges you got, boy? Wait a minute. Oh, I made a mistake and switched to Ish Smith. 39 badges. I got badges. 39. He only 26 years old, man. Kevin Durant is what? Can you think about this? He got 4 more seasons till he turned 30. Crazy. Russell Westbrook. People like to talk about Russ. Oh, we want to talk about renders. His has definitely gotten a lot better too. Definitely got a lot better. I think it still could get a tiny bit better, but his is definitely gotten better. I'm glad we don't have to look at his lining. His lining is off though. What's your lining? But yeah, I'm glad we don't have to see him in his off the court attire. That's some of the stuff he be wearing. I'm like, Russell, what in the world are you trying to prove, man? I know you a little fashion dude and all that kind of stuff, but I don't get what you're trying to prove. But a lot of people like to talk bad about Russell's game. But I'll be quite honest, if he didn't score, this team, they need him to score. They need him to score. I mean, you know, they really, truly need him to score. I don't know, but he does need to be a little bit more of a pure point guard. But right about now, I mean, this team, they need him to score. Serge Ibaka, one of my favorite big men in the NBA. This is a great render of him. He's a freak, man. He is a one heck of an athlete. The fact that he has developed that outside shot, can even shoot it out to 3-point range now. Ibaka is a beast for sure. Reggie Jackson, he surprised me. I never thought he would be as good as he is. Oh. Well, Reggie Jackson, and I'm going to finish my thought before I say anything at all. Reggie Jackson, if he played on a worse team, a different team, he'd probably be a 21-point a game scorer. But I'm severely distracted because, okay, this kind of look like him, but it looks like him angry with the flu. Why is his lips white? Like he's trying to smuggle out powdered donuts in his mouth. And then why does he look like he really has to boo-boo? And nobody in the village of Kwanzaa will allow him to go to the bathroom because he has to boo-boo. And no one will let me happen. I must boo-boo at once. This is how I feel when I look at this. And his eyes is popping out of his head like he just saw something that he cannot quite comprehend, but it's making his stomach turn, especially since he just ate all of those donuts and he does not know where a wet wipe is to wipe this white stuff off of his lips. What is going on with Reggie? I don't know. Baby boy skinny body for him too. I don't know. That's a tough one to deal with. Dion Waiters, the newest member of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Why they got this boy face? His face is like a big walnut on here. His face ain't that long. Like somebody unzipped his face and stuck a whole football in it. And his face is not this long. He looked like you know who he looked like? Y'all ever watched if somebody got some kids or a little brother, little sister, used to be a little cartoon called Arthur. Why he look like Arthur, the little, I don't know what Arthur was. What was he, like a camel or something, or whatever he was? Why did they got Dion Waiters to look like Arthur? I don't get that. I don't understand it. But they, can you get Dion Waiters to play a similar role to what James Harden played when he was there? I don't know. I think he has the talent to do it. I don't know about the jump shot, but he got the talent to do it. But he wants to put that ball in that basket, and James Harden really sacrificed offense when he's playing in OKC. So I don't know. We'll see. Steven Adams, love his game. To me, one of the more promising young big men, and he looks insane on this picture. His brow is very protruding. He is from New Zealand. Look like a Bond villain in here. He really do. But I love his game. Very active, strong hands. If you think about it, he's only been playing basketball, I think it was for like 8 years or something. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Jeremy Lamb. Wake up, Jeremy. Well, he woke on here. He just woke up. Boy, his face, all his face, 20% of all his face is down low. I'm going to tell you, I ain't going to even lie, though. I'm going to let y'all in on something. Sometimes, like newborn babies, even like your own, right? They be real, oh boy. See, it be kind of rough when they first born, right? You love them to death, but it be kind of rough. My son was born, my youngest son. His face looked something like this. It was like all his face was down on the bottom, and like all the rest of his head was up at the top. And I'm like, they tell you when if your baby head shaped weird, like rub it to put it in the form. I'm rubbing that boy's head like, wax on, wax off. You'll stay focused. I mean, I'm rubbing the boy. I'm like, we gonna get this together. We gonna get your hair. So when I look at Jeremy Lamb, I'm thinking about how I had to rub. Maybe somebody need to rub his head, get it right. Cause, yeah. So take him down there to the head rubbers and get him rubbed out. Get it rubbed up. I don't know. But something's different here. Well, Kendrick Perkins, a.k.a. Sensitive Young Jeezy. Now, ain't nobody that look like this should be sensitive. But he is very... Y'all remember... Boy, I'm going to tell you, this is a good render, though. It's a really good render. But he looks like Young Jeezy to me. But... You remember they took team pictures? And then nobody called Kendrick. He on Twitter like, so y'all gonna take pictures and ain't gonna call Kendrick? Kendrick won't take pictures with y'all. Where everybody left when it was time to take pictures. Stop crying, Kendrick. You're 6'10", 270 pounds, and you're rich. You don't need to be in that picture. Pay somebody to Photoshop you in that picture. What's wrong with you? Perry Jones III, love him, love his story. I want him to have a great career. I really do. He had a real tough upbringing and all that kind of stuff. It took him a lot to get to where he's got. So he's already victorious, already is. But I want him to have a good career too. I don't want people to talk him bust and all that kind of stuff. I want him to do his thing. Anthony Morrow, he's been playing well. He's been playing pretty well. That's a pretty good render too. He's been playing well coming off the bench for them. He got one of the tightest fades too. What's good with the fade, Tony? Killing him, man. Yeah, skinny baby boy body though, but he's killing him. Been playing well for the Thunder. I think he's been playing pretty well. I don't know. I don't know whether or not he's getting all of the attention he's supposed to get, but he's a role player nonetheless, so I guess he's getting what he's supposed to get. We're looking at Nick Collison right now, and this is a much improved render from the one last year. Last year, it was crazy. He was like out of work Elvis impersonator or something last year they had. It was not good. I was like, he had to call the people. He must have called the people. He had to call the people because sometimes you got to call them. If they don't do what you want them to do, you got to call the people. And I think that's what Nick must have done because he wasn't being properly represented. He's a 73 overall though, and that's pretty decent for him, I would say. This is Andre Roberson. Now, you know who he looks like to me? He looks like Anthony Showtime Pettis. He should at the beginning of every game, he should jump off the scorer's table and kick somebody in the face. Showtime kick, basketball style. No, he shouldn't do that. He really shouldn't do it. I'm just saying. But you know what? I called it with him that if he would accept the role as a defensive stopper on the perimeter, energy guy, that I think he could really have a decent career. Still needs to improve his outside shot, because then he could truly be a 3-and-D kind of a, more athletic Bruce Bowen kind of a player. Because I see that for him, but he got to get the jump shot a little bit better to be able to call himself that. Mitch McGary. Ooh, he's scary on this picture. This is scary. He looked like Stan, like in terms of like Eminem Stan, crazy fan Stan. I'm telling you, this picture right here makes him look like he is just one thing away from just snapping on everybody, and that's scary. Like Remy on High Learning or something. He can't wear this hairstyle. That hairstyle just is not becoming for him. It makes you think of all kinds of negativity. You gotta get some hair. You gotta get some hair, man. Everybody can't rock it like that, and you're one of the people that cannot. Next up, we got Ish Smith. I'm sure that's short for Ishmael. It's a good render though. I'm sure that's short for Ishmael. But some people, I don't know if I want to run around with that. I ain't sure. He is 68 overall. I don't understand it, but he's a point guard, right? And if you look at his letter grade for 3-point shooting, it's an F. How do you do that? How do you do that? I don't know. But next is Grant Jared, 21-year-old out of Arizona. He came out of school too early. He did. He really did. But you never know what's going on in somebody's life. Sometimes things are happening. They got to come out. They got Myers Leonard from the Trailblazers was like that. He had to come out. He had no choice. People say, oh, you need more seasoning. Well, we got to eat over here, So you got to do what you got to do. So I feel you. He's in the league 2 years, $1.76 million. Hey, that's not a bad living, and he's only 21, so he still got things he can do. So that's going to wrap it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Player faces, tattoos, and shoes. Y'all, please subscribe, follow. If you didn't see that Phoenix Suns video, you check that one out too. Peace.